What's going on, Tina here, and in this video I'm going to show you how you can set up an online course and membership site, how to upload your content, how to connect it to funnels, and how to create payment links, the full guide from A to Z so you can go out and create online courses by tomorrow. If you have any expertise out there, you should really go out and think about creating an online course because it is a product that frees up so much time from your timetable because you create a digital product once and you can sell it over and over and over again, meaning it is really, really scalable without taking up too much time of your life. Another great reason to create online courses is maybe some other people out there cannot afford your high ticket coaching programs, but they still would like to learn from you, or the time zones for your coaching doesn't work, so they still have material to fall back to and can watch and learn in their own time. So let me show you how you can set this up. All right, first we want to make sure we click on memberships on the left, click courses at the top, and then select products. Products in our language means courses. All right, so then we want to create a new course. Click the create new button top right corner, and then you can start from scratch or import from Kajabi if you are importing. Right now we are not importing, we are just starting from scratch. And then we can start with the basics. Let's give it a title. For example, you have a Black Friday special going on. Let's call it Black Friday Special. And then let's give it a description. Now, if you have a thumbnail available, great. Let's upload one. Then click the upload button. Let's upload a thumbnail. And if you don't have one, no worries. This particular picture here with the book that you just saw a second ago will then just show as the thumbnail. Once you're done, click Setup Pricing. And here you can set up your offer title. Let's call it Getting Started, Launch a Course, Black Friday Offer, let's say WhatsApp support. Okay, so Black Friday offer, a private 101 WhatsApp support. Okay, the price, well, you can decide, is it a free course? Maybe you want to use a course to generate leads on Go Collab Marketplace, for example. Then people can sign up for your course, but you will get the email address in return. Or is it a recurring product? Do you want people to pay every single week, bi-weekly, or maybe even monthly to stay in your membership? Or do you want to charge a one-time fee? I like to charge one-time fees because typically with membership sites, you see a drop-off after 3 to 4 months, which is very typical in the industry. Therefore, I always recommend people to charge a one-time fee upfront. People can keep the product and everyone is happy. Then right here, you can decide if you want to put it into test mode or into live mode. Right now it's in test mode, which means you can go and test the funnel first before you put it live. And whenever you've finished everything, you can set it to live mode. The billing period here is grayed out because we have selected one time, not recurring. If we selected recurring, you would be able to select there's a daily charge, a weekly, a monthly, yearly, or a custom charge. You can even set your own frequency, how often you would like to charge the people, but we go back to one time. So let's say our price for Black Friday is 97 bucks. And again, there is no trial days for one-time charges, one-time fees. There is the availability to add trial days if you put recurring as a charge, okay? Because maybe you have a membership going and people want to go in and check out the vibe of the group, if it's for them and all of that, then you can give like a few days of trial. And then here you can add a text override for the price, limited spots, for example, and then hit create course. Yay, here we go. You see, now our AI has already created the modules, here the course contents, as well as example lessons. Please note that after each course, there is also the course completion credentials. You can decide to publish it or set it to draft or delete it. It basically means it sends out a certificate to the people. Hey, congratulations, you have finished this particular course. Very cool to keep people engaged. If you want to set this behind every single module, you can send out a congratulations email or a congratulations certificate to say, hey, you've done module 1, keep going and start with module 2, for example, because you need to keep your people motivated at all times when you go and sell online courses or coaching packages, because the mood of the people changes, life happens, and you as the course creator or coach need to keep motivating your people if you want them to complete the courses. Now let me walk you through the left side menu. Right here we have the outline, which is this one, right? If we wanted to add more modules, we just click add content, and then here we can select add a module, which is here, module 1, right? Add a submodule, add a lesson, add a quiz, or add an assignment even. These are all really cool features that I would recommend you to add to every single module or lesson. So for example, Let's add a lesson. Then we can select the module. Where would we like to put this lesson under? Since we only have one module, we're going to put it under course contents and then hit create lesson. Here you can see our demo lesson shows up. Now, after the demo lesson, you could also create a quiz. You can create a quiz after each module or after each lesson to just make sure people understood what the content was teaching them. They got the idea, they paid attention, and because consuming is one thing, but repeating it back is another one, right? So if you add quizzes, they will remember much longer and much better what they just learned. Quiz module 1, for example, then we select the module, hit create quiz, and then from here we go into the quiz. And here you can add your questions. Click the add questions, or you can also import your questions via a CSV file if you have them created on an Excel sheet, for example. For now, we're just going to use the native add question button. So here we can delete it if we didn't like it. So let's add it back. Let's click the drop-down menu and add the question right here. For example, the question is, hey, check if your course idea is profitable. Then we can choose if we give it single choice or multiple choice. Here we want to give 3 options, okay? Under option 1, we want to say, hey, I know my topic, so you have to have the knowledge, right? I like my audience and it's in demand. You really should like your audience. Otherwise, I would recommend you just choose a different topic and teach something else. Okay, so that would be probably the right answer. But then you can go and add 2 more options and change the answers a little bit. I somewhat know the topic, for example, right? It's a nice to have, okay? Never sell something that's a nice to have. You should go out and sell painkillers and not supplements. And then here we can add another option, number 3. I hate my audience, but I know the topic and it is in demand, okay? And then the correct answer, you want to check mark the correct answer. You can see correct answer updated. So the system knows which one is the correct answer. And then at the end, you can give a completion message right here. Once I completed the quiz correctly, yay, you got it. Now keep going. Also, you can upload a quiz thumbnail and you can decide if this quiz requires a passing grade. Here we're going to say 100%, like they need to get the answer 100% right before they are allowed to progress to the next lesson, for example. Here's the failed attempt message. Please try again. For example, they will see that message once they failed and selected the wrong option. And then here we can add an explanation to say, hey, this is crucial to get it right as the fundamentals, okay? Then if you click mark the correct answers, okay, you can see here that is the correct answer. Okay, let's hit cancel for now. Let's double check everything. You can add another question to the quiz. For now, I think you got the gist, and let's hit save and publish. Let's click preview. And right here, you can see all of our lessons, including the quiz. So let's start the quiz. And this is what it looks like from a student perspective. Hey, I know the topic. I like my audience. I somewhat know the topic, or I know the topic and I hate my audience, and so on. They can then select it and then hit submit. Now you can also click the drop-down menu right here and put it back in draft if you're not ready to publish it or even lock it. Now let's close this. And then you can keep going with all of the other items right here. Add a submodule, add another quiz, add an assignment maybe. So they can also upload homework and you can check the homework from the other end as the teacher. So it's a really, really cool system that allows you to do a really good job as the coach or course creator. On the left-hand side here, you can click through the menu. You can add more details, which we already filled out when we first created the product. But down here, we haven't added the instructor details. So here you can add your name. Then you can add a title and then also a description. You can upload a headshot. Then down here, we have more customization options. You can add a logo and even a favicon. A favicon is a little icon that shows in the browser tab. And then the logo size has to be 640 by 640. And under advanced, you can add custom JavaScript or custom CSS if you wanted to modify the membership area, the course area, and change things around that are not customizable at the moment. And then down here, you have the header tracking and the footer tracking. This could be Facebook pixels or analytics or even Hotjar codes, whatever your heart desires to really know what is going on inside of your course. Then don't forget to hit save bottom right always. And under customize, you have more options to customize your full course. You see this theme is currently active, but if you don't like this theme, you can also browse different other themes and select from other available themes. I really like this one. We're just going to keep that. And then under offers, okay, so this is very important for you to understand. We now created the course, but we also need to create an offer so that you can actually go out and sell it, because the offer is attached to the workflows. It will recognize the workflows for the automation. And the point is that you can create multiple different offers for the same product. So here it automatically created the offer. You can see it is set to draft. Let's set it to publish. Here we can edit the checkout, we can edit the offer itself, we can preview it and then copy the link. If you copy the link and open it in a new tab, you will see the checkout page. So this is one way to collect money, but also you could attach the particular product or course to a funnel, which I would recommend, because there you can do proper upsells and downsells. This here is not the best way on how to sell a course. So let's go back and click edit checkout. So the checkout is basically this. They leave the email address and name, then they click proceed to checkout, and then they will see the price, and then they'll be able to leave their credit card details or check out via PayPal and then confirm the payment, right? Two-step order form, great, but here you can't add a bump offer, right? So therefore I would recommend you just attach that product later on in a funnel. So let's go back here. So this is where you can then edit this particular checkout. You can edit the offer details, which is this headline here. You can change the banner image. You can add a video. You can add a poster image, a logo, and even edit the checkout copy. So you can fully customize this page if you wish to stay very simple and easy. Then under extra contact information, do you want to collect the address and or the phone number? For me, always I collect the phone number, not always the address, because that is not necessary for me, but maybe for you, for tax purposes, you need to collect the address, then hit save, and then the service agreement. Always do that. Always make this required that people do agree to your terms and conditions. You can here place the link to your website where you place the terms and conditions. Say, what's the refund policy? What's the expectations, the promises, all of that kind of stuff. Very important when it comes to digital products. Then hit save, and your checkout page would be done. So let's go back to the offers. Here is our offer we're creating. Then we can also edit the offer. So here we can add a description to the offer. Only 10 slots available, for example, but really actually you should do a product description right here. Then here you add the product. Okay, you click the drop-down menu and you would add the product, in this case, course. The course has already automatically been added, which is great. Then you click advanced, and here you can add some more custom CSS and custom JavaScript and tracking codes again. We don't need that right now. Let me walk you through on the right hand side. This is the same thing where we just were at the checkout and get the link. I already showed you that. We already previewed it. You can edit the sub headline here. You can see it is set to live, so we're not in test mode anymore. Here you can decide whether or not you have codes going. So if people have promo codes, there will be a little box showing up in the checkout that they can add the promo code. Then here, this is really cool. Hey, begin access at a specific date. So that is when you run launches. You're like, okay, I'm promoting for the next 2 weeks and we start the course in 3 weeks. So you get access in 3 weeks, and then you restrict access to a specific amount of days. So you say, okay, the coaching program goes for 6 weeks only. And then you can change this to 6 weeks, right? Like that would be 42 days. And after 42 days, the coaching program or the access to the content closes. This is really cool because it, makes people work for it. They know there is a deadline to it and they better put effort into the 6 weeks. That just increases actually student success rates, okay? Then here you can add an offer thumbnail, and then don't forget to hit save. And then on the left-hand side here, yes, you can have an upsell within courses, but you can't have a bump offer. And about 70 to 80% of our people buy our bump offers. That's why I attach these courses always to a funnel, which I will show you in a minute. But let's create an upsell first. So here you would just create an upsell, add an upsell. Is it a one-click upsell or is it an in-app upsell? The one-click upsell means after the first offer is purchased, so the Black Friday course here that we just created, once they purchase this, then they will only see the one-click upsell offer. They click one button and they will be added to their final bill. And then the in-app upsell allows you to lock products or offers as a bundle in the My Library page, okay? And as you see here, only a single one-click upsell is allowed per offer. So let's click that. Hit continue, select the offer. So let's say we are selling the YouTube management course as an upsell. Let's hit save. And then here you can also again modify the entire page for this particular upsell. So this is the page they will be seeing after they opted in to buy the Black Friday course. On the left hand side, you can modify the content. So the YouTube management, okay. One-time offer, I would say that. Only available on this page, for example. Change the color to red, hit OK. Make it center, I like it center. Then you can add subtitles. Only available on this page. You can add a background or no background, up to you. And then here you can add a body, which I would recommend. Always put a video. The more videos you put inside your funnels, the higher your conversion rate will be. You can add images, descriptions, backgrounds. And then here you can add the checkout again. For example, you change the color, you can change the font and much more. So let's hit save. And here you see the changes, okay? You would obviously want to make this really pretty and very attractive so that you get a higher conversion. Let's hit preview, and here, tada, here you go. That is how your page would look like. They would just click the checkout. They would see, hey, that's the price, the additional price for the YouTube management SOP course, how you teach your employees to run your YouTube management course. And then that would just be added to their final bill, or they can also decide, no thanks, take me to my purchase. Now, this is one very easy and quick way on how you can create an online course really quickly and get started selling your course fast. However, I prefer to sell my courses through a funnel because, as I said earlier, I have the opportunity to add a bump offer to it and have a bit more flexibility on customizing the landing page. Let me show you real quick how that looks like. Now let's create a funnel real quick and attach the product. So you want to go to sites on the left, click on funnels at the top, and then click new funnel, or just attach the product to an existing funnel that you already have going. So let's select our funnel right here. And then all your funnel steps will show up. And again, so number one, the first step is the landing page. The second step is the thank you page that they see after they purchased. Or alternatively, you can also have an upsell page before the thank you page. Then you just drag and drop it like this. And they would see the upsell page where you have a second offer instead of the thank you page. And then the thank you page would come third after they bought or didn't buy the upsell page, if that makes sense, right? Now, the key here is you see this products tab. That is where you want to attach your products that you're going to sell through this funnel. Let me show you what I mean by that. Let me show you the offer. So here there's a button, right? People click the button and they buy this Black Friday offer, right? So this is a two-step order form. We filled out the first details, and then the second step, you can see the Black Friday builder is the offer right here, 197. How does this product get attached to this funnel? And that's exactly how, through this product tab. So you would click plus add product, okay? And you need to create that product first. Right here under payments on the left, products at the top, click products and create product. That is where you create that product that needs to be attached to this funnel. Okay, so simply go again to payments on the left, products at the top, and then click create product, and then fill out your details here. Once you've done that, you hit save, and the product will show up if you click the add product button here. This means you're just attaching the product to this particular funnel, okay? Now, in this case, we have created a Black Friday funnel. So let's select Black Friday and we add the price. This will automatically show up as the price that you have previously set into the products tab that I showed you just a second ago. The product name, you can modify it if you want. Then you can also override the price display name right here. I would add some urgency here, only 10 slots available. And then under additional options, this is key, guys. This is key. This is why I love these funnels so much. You select main product, which is then this main product here, the Black Friday builder. Yes, okay. But you see also those two offers here with the little red arrow blinking. This, ladies and gentlemen, is a bump offer. And 70% of the people, sometimes 80% of the people, of my people, buy the bump offer. But also the offer needs to make sense and needs to be the next logical step, what they would need when they buy this particular product first. So for example, if you sell a funnel, hey, here, I will help you build a Black Friday offer. Funnel, right? This is the offer here. Then what else do they need? Well, maybe they need a copywriting checklist because they need to write their own copy, right? Or they need a class on how to sell their offer online organically in DMs. Okay, so that would be something they could use. Okay, so we attach those bump offers to this particular main offer. And if you go back to the funnel, you see here, you would just select bump offer when it's the bump offer instead of the main offer. Okay, so let me hit cancel. Let me show you how that looks like once it's done. So here we have the main Black Friday early bird offer. And then here we have two bump offers attached, which are those two right here. Okay, now let me show you how that looks like inside the funnel. How do you add those images and those arrows and all that? So for that, we're going to go back to overview into the funnel. We added a new tab. We click the button, then we click on the pop-up settings because we want to have a pop-up form. Remember, this is a pop-up form, but it's a two-step order form. So we click on pop-up settings. On the right-hand side, our form shows up. We can edit it right here. You see, ta-da, here's our form. Okay. How did we add it? You would just click the plus button here, scroll down to the bottom and select two-step order form. And that's how you would get this form. Okay. And then here you have the opportunity to edit the form. If you click on the orange box, it selects the form element. Then on the right-hand side, you see a menu popping up. You see two-step order. You have the general items and the styles. Okay. So here under the general items, always turn on sticky contact because it will increase conversion. I don't do any of these. And then here under step 1 and step 2, you can decide which one are you going to edit. Let's edit step 1, which is this one. Hey, full name, email, and phone number, right? If you wanted to edit anything here, you want to change the headline here. I always change that to your details. And actually, step 2, upgrade and save. I don't like that. So let's just delete that, get rid of it. Okay. So let's go back to step 1. You can hide or show company if you want to collect their details. Enable phone country picker if you want. Hide the shipping if you sell digital products. We do not need shipping addresses, okay? So if you turn it on, the form becomes a lot longer, which drops the conversion. So let's hit hide. Then here you can add a footer text. I put, we respect your privacy and information. And then right here, you want to enable order bump. Again, the order bump is those two things. So you can add more or you can edit the existing one. You probably will start with add more. Then you select the product and it will only show up right here. So if the product doesn't show up here, that means you haven't attached it to this product section. So it needs to be attached. You see those two bump offers, self-IDMs, masterclass, and copywriting checklist. That's why we can select them because we have attached them to the funnel, right? And then you put a headline, a one-time offer headline, a one-time offer text. You add an image and you can or cannot enable by default. If you turn this on, that means the little red arrow is pointing you towards this check mark, right? And that means it's automatically checked and they have to, if they don't want it, so it's being automatically added to the total bill, as you can see here. So if they don't want it, they have manually to go in and uncheck it basically. So you see this has been removed. Let's uncheck this. It's updating and that is being removed as well. Make sense? So I like to have this on by default. So let me hit cancel. Let me show you how it looks like in real. So right here, we have the self-IDMs masterclass. We have added one-time offer 1 right now only available here. You see, one-time offer 1 right now only. How to turn social media DMs into daily sales. That's what shows up right here. And then the second headline is basically this one, the secret to making people chase you. And then we have added more text. To be honest, this could be a bit bigger. This one I have to go in and modify that. But yeah, this is how you do it. And then here you upload an image. That image right here, you click that button, it opens the media library and you can select your image. That is this particular image here with the laptop. And then, as I said, turn on by default and hit update. Do you want to enable coupons? Yes or no? Probably not if it's a Black Friday offer because you already have Black Friday deals going on, but maybe you do. Then just turn this on and then a little coupon box will show up when they check out. Then here you enable terms and conditions again, of course. And let's go to step 2. Edited text details here, that would be this field. Dynamic items 99, this will always show up, so don't get confused. It will in the backend never show the name of your product, but as you can see right here, in real, when you publish the funnel, it will show the name of your item, okay? And go ahead and modify per your fonts, colors, wordings, and so on and so forth, okay? The button is modify. You can change the button here, the color button, the text button, all of it. Now, next up, after people then purchased, you also have to enroll them into the course, right? Let me show you how you can do this. Go to automation on the left. And then here under workflows, you can see I have built many different workflows for this particular scenario. Now we have an abandoned checkout workflow. This is for people who start the first step, but then get to the second step where they need to put their credit card details, but they don't do that. So the system will recognize that and you're leaving a lot of money on the table if you do not set the abandoned checkout, okay? So you need to set an abandoned checkout workflow as well as the delivery for the particular course, which is this one, grant offer for the Black Friday builder, right? But also grant offer for the bump sale. Okay, so you don't want to go in and do any of that manually. So let me show you how that looks like. So for my Black Friday grant offer to the main offer, for example, there is 4 different triggers because I have 4 different price points to create urgency. Hey, buy now, get it for 97, buy in 20 minutes, get it for 197, buy in 5 days, get it for 497. And all of these purchases need to be recognized by the system. But this may be too complicated for you. Just go with the normal trigger. Hey, person purchased. Okay, order form submission here in funnel website. Page is, select your page, select the product, enroll from there. So the condition here is, hey, if they purchased the 97, the 197, or the 497, this is an if else condition, okay, which you need to set up in this way. If you have price increases, but maybe you don't, and you just leave it and you just enroll it. So you would just focus on doing a tag, okay? Add a tag to the people. So click plus, type tag, and add tag here. Hey, this person purchased the 97 course, for example. And then right here, grant access to the offer, okay? The action name is course, grant offer. And then you just select your offer. Okay, but the offer will only show up if you created the offer previously under courses and offers. Remember at the beginning of this video, we did that. If it doesn't show up here, that means you haven't created the offer. And then you can send yourself an internal notification. Hey, Tina bought the course. Contact name, you can pull a custom value so you know who purchased it. Maybe add them to a pipeline even. And then an email as well to yourself. Hey, Tina bought the course. Okay, so you don't miss out on what's going on in your business. So that's the enrollment for the main course. Now, this is the enrollment for the bump offer. Again, you'll probably have only one trigger. And then here, order form submission is basically in funnel. You select the funnel, but the submission type is the bump. It's not the sale, and it's not the upsell, and it's not just the opt-in. It's the bump offer. But since we have 2 bump offers, we select the page as landing, and the product is this particular product, okay? Because we had 2 bump offers, remember? We have the Sell by DMs class and then the checklist class. And therefore, we want to select which one they bought because maybe they bought only one. So we have to have 2 different workflows to enroll them into 2 different offers. And then, of course, you want to also market this particular offer to your existing audience. So you want to create a promo workflow to promote this to your existing list. And then also you want to send them a congratulations email and next steps workflow once they purchased. So I hope you liked this video and it will shed some light on how you can set up your online course within a few minutes only. I will see you in the next one.